Hi, I'm Steve Lawson. Thank you for joining me on this Creative Studios YouTube channel. Subject today is piracy. Recently, I was just randomly searching Twitter for mentions of my film Killosaurus that was released in the UK in the summer. And there was a surprisingly large number of tweets with avatars showing kind of Southeast Asian looking people saying how they were watching Killosaurus or they were enjoying Killosaurus. I thought, this was strange, so I clicked on a few of these people and eventually found somebody that was actually selling Killosaurus. And this was a company based in Jakarta, Indonesia. They'd done a fantastic DVD cover. Of course, this is a company I've never heard of. I have no deal with this company. They just somehow got hold of a UK DVD and pirated it and was selling it quite openly and quite successfully, apparently, in Indonesia. And not only that, I mean, in general, it's a film that I found seems to be coming up on a lot of torrent sites and movie pirating sites, much more so than any other film I've ever put out. Which is kind of frustrating. It's interesting, but it's also frustrating because what that shows is it shows that there's a market and a lot of interest around the world for a movie called Killosaurus, which I kind of thought there would be. It's just disappointing that the pirates obviously figured that out, but all the distributors that could have picked the film up and sold it legitimately, weren't so interested. But it gets you thinking about the subject of piracy in general of films, because it's on the scale that it goes on today, it's relatively new because obviously it's only with like broadband internet that people have really been able to kind of upload and download movies on a wide scale. And it doesn't seem to be doing a lot of harm to the industry, as in the mainstream established industry. Industry people are always complaining, oh, this piracy, it's terrible, something should be done. But more movies than ever get made every year. Budgets just get bigger and bigger. It doesn't seem like really the established film industry is in any trouble at all from piracy or from anything else, except maybe lack of imagination. But it's the same with like the music industry. I remember in the 80s, you'd buy, and this is going back a bit, you'd buy records, and they'd be printed on the sleeve. Would be "Home taping is killing music." I remember that slogan, which is like they were trying to stop people from just making cassette recordings off of their LPs. And it's like, that was 30 years ago. It hasn't killed music. There's vastly more home taping going on now. So I think the large established movie, music, whatever industries don't really seem to be suffering an awful lot from piracy. But for the independent producer, such as myself, it absolutely slaughters you. It kills you, because it's so difficult anyway to get a profit on a low budget indie movie, and the profit margins are so small that it can one case of piracy. I mean, just think, if my film had sold legitimately in Indonesia and I was getting a cut of those sales that had happened, that would take me over the line. I'd be in a profit now on Killosaurus. But because that happened, that money's basically been stolen from me, and it makes all the difference in the world. It really does. Because the budgets I'm working on, I only need to sell to a few countries successfully, and I'll be okay. And that's the whole basis of my plan to make movies. To make indie movies, but on a professional sort of level, and to do it sustainably, so that I can keep making movies, I can keep paying my cast and crews, and I can make a little bit of profit each time, just to keep things moving. But as it stands, as I say, it just takes sort of a couple of countries to get pirated, and that money that you could have had, because it shows the market's there. This wasn't just illegal downloads. This was a physical DVD that was going on sale and people were buying it. So if I'd been getting my fair cut of those DVDs, that would be all it takes for me to say, yes, that film made a profit. I'm going to go make Killosaurus 2, and all those actors are going to get paid again for another 4 days' work. And that's all it takes. And so it's very frustrating, because it's me personally doing all the work, apart from the crew, and it's me personally doing the deals and trying to eke back that little bit of profit that I need. To see my film on sale, I do take it personally, and it's very, very frustrating. And genuinely threatens future production. You know, this is not just like, you know, rich Hollywood people saying, you know, movie piracy threatens the industry, because obviously it doesn't. But at my level, it literally does. Because right now, I'm not making anything. People keep asking me what I'm shooting, what's my next film. I'm not shooting anything. Because right now, as it stands, I've got several movies out now in distribution, none of which have made a profit. I think there's potential to make a profit as long as, you know, those few countries that I need to sell to, I can sell to. But I'm having to wait and see, because if it doesn't happen, then if it simply gets pirated in those countries, you know, how can I justify making another movie? These movies cost me thousands of pounds, and it's really difficult when people just, you know, come along and steal the revenues that are rightfully mine. Just speaking of which, into the distribution, at time of recording this, it's December 2015. My movie Survival Instinct is being released theatrically in February 2016, so that's just a couple of months away. Please, please, please support this release, because like a theatrical release is one of the only things I can do to try and limit the piracy and try and you know, hopefully get some ticket sales, which eventually a tiny, tiny, tiny cut of which may eventually come back to me and help fund the next production. So please check out www.survival-instinct-movie.com. You'll see the trailers, some video clips and pictures, and information about where it is screening. Thank you very much.